Welcome to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. And now your hosts, John DePietro and Bob Zagami.
There? Okay, there we are. It was just a little slow. May came in the room, and I think she slowed the computer down.
She didn't know about
Brought the dog food in for Wally.
she didn't know about Wednesday nights at 7 for the last 8 years.
Doesn't know there's a program. Doesn't know we're live on the program.
Is it 7?
With our millions of fans, we're live.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, May. Hey, May, get on the camera for a second and say hello to everybody.
May, he wants to come on the camera and say hello to everybody.
No, I'm not going to come on.
She doesn't do cameras very well.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's Wednesday. We have got an incredible show tonight. I know we do. And I apologize for the technical difficulties, but the weather got the better of us for the first time in 8.5 years.
8.5 years.
8.5 years. Tell us what we're going to talk about tonight, John.
Well, we're going to talk about the Quartzsite 24 trip, okay, which we finally completed. And we want to tell you all about that. But first, we want to tell you that this show is sponsored by Seacoast RVs on Route 1 in Saco, Maine, with the best in sales, service, and propane as well. So they've got elevation park models, they've got crop park models, they've got Winnebago towables, as well as Winnebago Class Bs and Cs. And they're winning a bunch of awards for one of the best places in Maine.
And they create fun on Route 1.
Route 1. Family fun.
Creating family fun on Route 1. You're right.
And Bob, it's so ironic that you're sitting there in short sleeves with a fake background. I'm sitting here with not one, but two long sleeve jerseys on.
Maybe you should buy a heater for the studio.
Well, I have a heater for the studio, but I don't know if you had mentioned that you're getting heavy winds down there. We don't know if Walter Swenson's getting the heavy winds as well, but we're supposed to get 40 to 50 mile an hour winds tonight, and it's sleeting here, and they're expecting maybe 3 to 4 inches of snow in the hilly areas.
Well, that's what we're getting. The only thing is we're getting the water variety. We don't get snow in Florida.
Right. We're getting the water variety, but it just happens to be solid and that type of thing. But we want to tonight do a final wrap, as they say, and that's a wrap on the Quartzsite 24 Crawl, which, at first, if you don't succeed, you try again. But it would not have been possible without our friends at Campers Inn, Easy Care, Spot Tonight, Woodall's, RV Business, Go RVing, the Camper Report Show, New England RV Dealers Association, Spacious Skies Campground, RV Life, and Winnebago. We cannot say, put it this way, it would not have been possible without the support of those.
And Spacious Skies. You said
Spacious Skies, which I
go twice.
Which I believe I said.
You're really on a roll tonight, DePietro.
Well, you know what? I had a nice roll for roast beef, and we've got Bill Sellers with us too, I think, to help us out.
Bill is there. We've asked Bill tonight to tip us off on the comments because we have so many videos and photographs and such a great topic. We don't want to neglect our sponsors, but Bill is going to pop up, and I guess if you wave your hand, Bill, I can do that, or I could probably keep you there, but yeah, you can just stay there.
As long as it's okay that I don't interrupt John.
Because we'll be showing the photos and videos. And
those will overlay. Yep.
So, you know what? We've got you want to do, well, we'll wait for a few minutes to do some of the comments, but, the show originally started as a takeoff. The plan for Quartzsite 24 was a follow-up to the Do It Now Tour 22. And we found that so many people, because of COVID and other things like that, were saying, I'm not going to take that trip this year. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have a time to determine our health. We don't have the time the power to determine world events. So I said, you know what, just, hey, do it now. what did Nike say? Just do it, right? Is that what Nike said?
Yep.
Just do it. So we put that tour together, and it worked so well. We said, let's do it again, this time to the legendary RV destination of Quartzsite, Arizona, which is just 10 miles from the California border. So if you're wondering how far it is, it's about 3,000 miles. So
You want to show that sponsors video, John?
sure, go ahead. So you can feel the anticipation building as we count down to one more day till we take this baby on the road 3,000 miles, led by the immortal Bob Kelly from Massachusetts to California.
Now, didn't you do a little bit more than 4,000 miles?
Yeah, we actually did. I wrote it all down here, but it was over 5,000 miles, 5,200 miles total, because it didn't work out the first time. And I don't know, Bob, do you have the hospital video there?
I don't think I have a hospital video, unless it was one of the North Carolina ones.
Yeah, it was one of the North Carolina ones.
I hope this might.
So the Do It Now tour continues right at the North Carolina line. And we've got us, we've got another Navion from New York. Yeah, I know it. I know it. And then we've got a bunch more up here. And first, we were just saying a few minutes ago, we are not seeing any RVs. And then all of a sudden, all the people from the north are coming down, so there were 5 or 6 more parked there. So, there's southern migration. Yeah, see, you see 1, 2, 3 right there. 3 more there. 3 more behind us. There might be some others as well. I'm sure that in a few minutes there'll be more coming in. There goes our friend from New York. And here we are. Stay tuned.
That wasn't it. So maybe was this?
Sometimes during your RV trips, this is what happens. You have to live with it. So that's that.
So tell them
basically
what that was.
That was the Cape Fear Valley Medical Center, where we ended up on the 4th or 5th day of the trip, because somewhere in the middle of South Carolina, my wife had developed and we, you know what? It was today, this morning, we got the final report from the doctors on that, and it was just something that was a freak thing. It wasn't a stroke. It wasn't a TIA. It wasn't anything. But interestingly, you RVers, listen to me on this. If you have to take a cold shower, an ice cold shower, because we hadn't fully unwinterized our unit, it can throw you into and it's got a medical term. I wish my wife was right here. But it's a medical term that you're kind of daffy for anywhere from a couple minutes to a day. And now, for those of you that are thinking, Petro, you have probably taken several cold showers because you've been daffy for a long time. It has a medical term, and they figured out it was the cold shower.
Well, I'd be lying to you, John, if I wasn't thinking exactly that as you described it. You've been daffy for at least 8.5 years here.
Exactly, or even longer than that before.
Right.
But it wasn't John's shower.
Right. It was her.
Yeah.
So anyway, basically what happened is we left Campers Inn up in New Hampshire, and got down into South Carolina, but that was it. We had to stop and turn around and come back, and then did all the medical stuff up here. And then, when there was nothing of pressing urgency, our friends from Campers Inn, Bob, you want to mention Larry Peter?
Sure.
Called us and invited us to where? A little car race down there, right?
A little dirt track in Daytona Beach. Yeah. I thought the race was going to be on the beach, but he tells me that they got off the beach about 50 years ago and went to a new stadium. But we hung out there for a couple of days.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we have some videos of that somewhere here. But
Not
anyways,
not on Daytona.
not its own
I have,
special.
I have a Campers In video.
Yeah. I think that was right outside of Bernie's office. Bernie, I see Bernie has just checked in, right? Bernie just checked in.
He checked in on the
Yep, Bernie's here.
the comments, and then I
He's
asked
in the
him.
chat section. Okay,
He's from Nashua. So, special thanks to our friends at
right. Now,
Uncle Bernie.
see, we don't script this stuff, Bernie. So Bill was so impressive looking, and you weren't here. We said, you know what, we're going to keep up there. You're still, both of you are going to watch the comments. You're not going to be part of the show, but we're going to let you, we'll let the people know that you're working behind the scenes. But we have so many videos and photos, we got to kind of cut down on the comments tonight. So if Bill or Bernie used one of your comments tonight, understand that it was a very valuable one. Not that the others aren't valuable. We understand that you tune in and we love you for it. So if the
I'm gonna
medical
change the lights here. Hold on.
if the medical emergency did you tell your wife you're going on TV tonight?
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
You know what? I told her earlier. She came in and said, "Don't worry, you're not on camera." And then Bill sends me the link, and then lo and behold, there you go.
Guys, this is three for 4 here have done that tonight.
Yep. 3 out of 4.
Right.
3 out of 4 live. But anyway.
Sorry, sweetheart.
So if the medical emergency was the low point on your trip, what would you consider the high point on your trip?
Well, the high point is probably several stops at Buc-ee's. I think we have some video of Buc-ee's. So you see all kinds of cool characters at Buc-ee's. And look at this, we ran into one of my wife's relatives. Her cousin Nicole. She hasn't eaten in a while. She's been taking that Ozempic stuff. And I think she's been overdosing on it. So cousin Nicole, so nice to see you. Have a great day.
Well, thinking about that old truck, I was talking to Mark, communicating with him yesterday. He's probably not going to be with us tonight. He found a 1960 Dodge truck in a barn in Maryland, and he's on his way up there to pick it up and hopefully get it home tomorrow. So he's obviously got another renovation project in the making here.
That's wild. So Buc-ee's was a highlight of the tour. The other thing with Daytona 500, again, we started talking about Campers Inn, and Larry Peter is one of the senior VPs at Campers Inn, and he just treated us like royalty, where we sat up on top of the pit box for the, for one of the races. I think it was the Friday night race or Saturday, whatever day it was race.
Yeah, Friday night
truck race.
Yeah.
And Campers Inn is totally committed to NASCAR this year. I know they've got a truck and a car. And so we're in Daytona, and guess what? Worcester County is represented with Gaz Brilliant. Westboro Academy. And starting today, the dream come true for anybody on the mission. That was a Massachusetts guy. And the other thing that we found on this tour, Bob, is the generosity and the selflessness. And Bernie, you can weigh in on this. One way to meet a lot of friends at a campground is put your hood up. And
put your hood up.
Absolutely. You look like you're in need, and then people just come flocking.
Right.
And you don't even have to give them any beer. They'll bring you beer just because you're having trouble.
They will bring you beer. Yeah, there was Kaz right after after he got knocked out.
This guy's racing in NASCAR. He got his start at the F1 go-karts down in Braintree, Mass. That's how he started racing, because you don't see too many race car drivers from Boston. Got a few out of Connecticut, but this kid's from Boston. And did you get an autograph, John? John?
No, I didn't. I had to turn the heat back on. But we talked, and we'll meet him again later on during the season. But just a nice person. But the thing I started saying is that RVers help other RVers, and there's nothing like it. And we've got several other videos here of some of the people that we talked to.
That's a photo. That's a photo.
There's a case right there where I needed something to keep my house battery and my car battery together. And this guy, who I never met before, but through the Facebook groups in the View and Navion, we have that View, the Winnebago Navion, and he said, if you buy he told me exactly what part to buy. He told me exactly where to buy it and told me exactly how much it cost. And we were in Jacksonville at the time. And he said, I'm in St. Augustine. If you come to so-and-so State Park in Augustine, I will install it for you at no cost. So we did, because I was dead without it. And the day before that, I know there's another picture, Bob, of putting batteries in. That's the guy, Kent Gardam and his lovely wife, and me and my lovely wife. And Bernie, look at the shirt.
Thank you very much. So did you buy him pizza? Is that what happened?
I said, pick out any restaurant in St. Augustine. He picked out a place.
You're very observant, Bernie. Yeah.
He picked out Mellow something.
It was buy one, get one free night. You thought that would appease them.
Yeah.
But
no good turn goes. No,
I don't put it this way. If I was stopped on the side of a highway and another car came up and helped me, I don't know if I would be as open to having them do it as I am with RVers. There's something about the RVing community, and anybody who's had one. I know Palange would help people, and the other names that I see on here, Jim Roy would help people.
Walter would go out of his way, absolutely.
There's just like an unwritten rule that you're supposed to trust each other and help each other.
Right.
Those are unwritten rules, and but they're a really important part of the RV experience.
Yep. Bob, hit me. Let's do it this way. You just throw up some videos, and we'll talk about what they are.
All right. Let me see what.
And it might not be in order. Video or photo. Yes.
That was
that
day at Margaritaville in Camp Margaritaville in Auburndale, Florida.
Okay. So Mr. Zagami and Mrs. Zagami were talking with Mr. and Mrs. DePietro at our campsite. And some people go by and wave to us. We don't think anything of it because we're right on the corner. We wave to them. And 2 minutes later, a person walks around the corner, and it was Marcia. So we're in Margaritaville, and there's someone here that is not going to sing Wasting Away again in Margaritaville because it would make you run from your computer monitor or screen.
Well, it's 9 o'clock, so I could sing 5 o'clock somewhere. And how do they always talk about camping being a small community, or you never know who you're going to run into?
Yeah. But you don't know what time it is.
Huh?
You don't know what time it is. You're saying it's 9 o'clock,
it's
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock. But it's 9 o'clock, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Somewhere
is here.
That's what I was waiting for you to say. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I know it's too early for you to get out of bed. But,
God.
we were walking around last night, and this woman comes into our campsite.
Yeah.
Like just out of nowhere.
Barged in.
She's walking down the street and just...
But she said knock, knock.
She didn't say knock, knock. She just come right into the campsite.
I heard her say knock, knock.
So we thought we'd penalize her and make her come on camera this morning.
Who are you referring
young lady, would you come over here? Now, look at this. You go to... Where are we?
Ohio.
Auburndale.
We're in Ohio.
Camp Margaritaville.
It says we're in Ohio.
In Auburndale, Florida. And we run into Marcia Galvin at Normandy Farms.
From Normandy Farms.
What the hell are you doing here?
What are you doing here? I can't go anywhere without finding someone.
That's right. We're working. We're doing photos. We're doing videos. And this is going to be on the show tonight. And
That's
everybody's going to say,
amazing.
Masha's down there too?
Yeah, we're here with our Ojai 20 group.
Ojai.
Ojai.
Because they don't have any idea what Ojai
So
is.
Ojai is the new RVing. Ojai is outdoor hospitality industry, and we're here with our 20 group. So we've got about 15 parks. There's 30 of us, and we do a 3-day meeting, and we're just enjoying this Margaritaville weather.
Best practices, right?
Best practices. That's right. Yep.
Now, is Camp Margaritaville in your 20 group, or did you just decide that you wanted to have it here, like a neutral place?
Yeah, we wanted a neutral place somewhere sunny. We've got a lot of our 20 groups from Florida in the winter. They're snowbirds, so we made the sacrifice and came down to Florida.
So, have you opened up reservations for 24, or are you all sold out for 24?
24, we opened reservations last year, so
Okay.
we're in 24 right now, but in a couple of weeks we'll be opening 25 reservations.
Tough
So-
place to get into.
Well, there's always openings, so you have to call.
And I know you're closed in the winter. You always do some refreshing and add other things. What's new at Normandy Farms this year?
What's new? Let's see. We're going to be, we're adding we're expanding the farm. So we're going back to Normandy Farms, where we have 2 horses, 2 donkeys, 4 sheep, 4 goats. We're adding a couple of sheep. We're building another barn. We're adding
Why don't you
another
build an
stable.
ark? You got 2
We
of
might-
this, 2 of that, 2 of that. How'd the 4 goats get in there?
Well, the amount of rain we have in New England, we might need one.
Whereabouts geographically, Marcia?
At the campground?
Yeah.
It's just down at the entrance. So as soon as you
down
pull in.
behind.
Yeah, right
there.
down by the office.
And you have the new event center down there now too. Is that open?
No, we
No.
don't have that.
Oh, you don't?
We've decided to build more of the farm instead of the event center.
Oh, okay.
Yep. We've improved Wi-Fi. We did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's great to see you down here, but I know you are down here to work.
Yes, I am
and
here to
we
work.
are down here to work. I just have to, urge him on a little bit to
Yeah.
do it. But he'll be awake in an hour or so we'll be all right. Thanks for being there, Martha.
Oh, well,
Great
thanks.
to see
Have
you.
a great show tonight.
All right.
All right. Mwah.
Talk to you later.
Okay.
So, always a pleasure to run into Marcia. And you never know who you're going to run into with camping. And we had so many people, Bob. I mean, even when we were at Margaritaville together there, we had people come up to us and say, I watch your show all the time.
Yep.
And
Did not know who they were and had never met them before, but
whatever.
they figured out who we were.
You know what we should do before we go any further is just go right back up to 701 and say hello to Walter, who is
Got a handful of people
Florida.
that checked in.
Our friend Jim Conboy is there. And Walter had heavy winds. I asked him about the weather. Bill Sell is with us. Estelle says, good evening from a sleeting, raining New Hampshire. Frank Palange. Frank,
Okay.
we got to figure out.
Dante's on the way home. I think he's taking his truck and motorcycle home, and then going back to get the motorhome, and then coming back for the summer. I don't know, Dante, if you want to do that. 2 or 3 feet in Maine today. The forecast is not sure it's on the coast, but you may have a lot of snow waiting for you. Jim Roy, 7 snuck up. And Jim, are you in that line of sight for 2 or 3 feet of snow? Bernie. Sorry, I am late. Howdy from Nashville. Oh, well, I was thinking about you today, Willie. I thought, I just befriended one of your friends at Heartland, your GM, Matt. I can't pronounce his last name. And I sent him a nice note and said, where the hell is Willie? So maybe he talked to you and said, hey, you better get back on that program again, or these guys are going to, cut you out of the will. Daffy is John. Frank Palage is back home. Sorry, I missed him again in Florida. No, not that was funny. Charles Butler, glad to see you again, Charles. Frank, I am surprised. John DePietro didn't give him SpaghettiOs.
They were on the menu, but the 2-for-1 pizzas, I insisted on that.
And Maria's from Davenport, Florida. Maria, do
Also.
you realize that's where Walter is?
Yeah.
He's in Davenport. That's where his winter home is. But I think I saw something. He's coming back home in a month. Going back this way. Steve Hogan. Hey, Steve.
Steve, you're not blocked, Steve.
Dante again. No, Steve.
I'm right now, hopefully back to fly Florida tomorrow. Okay.
I'm in Maine right now. Hopefully back to Florida tomorrow.
Yep. I presume he must be flying.
He was bad as Swenson. Well, he had the motorcycle in the back of the truck, it probably didn't dare stop any place, and you'd be minus a motorcycle in the morning. So you probably figured you'd just drive straight through. Yes, we are close.
So why don't we go back to those videos, because that's or videos or pics. That's the best way to do it, because
Let's see.
We did go from all the way from Fort Lauderdale, from Jacksonville to St. Augustine to Cape Canaveral.
Hey everybody, we are in South Carolina. We are in.
What'd I do?
That was exciting.
Right?
It was a short
Yeah, that
one.
was the long one. That was the long one with the RV Self Park.
So the Do It Now tour continues, right?
No. So that one was only 6 seconds, John.
Hey everybody, we are in South Carolina. We are in.
You
Self
can
Park.
tell
Yeah.
what it was.
Move on from that one. That was RV Self Park. We stayed there one night. We stayed in Spacious Sky. There's some Spacious Skies videos there somewhere. But we stayed at a marvelous Spacious Skies in Savannah, Georgia.
I don't have any
And
video.
you know what? I think we already played. You know, we played their video earlier, but I think
Yeah,
I
that
sent
was
you.
where you did the manager. Tell
Yeah.
us, because RV Life is one of our sponsors. Tell us how you kept on track and found your way, didn't get lost.
You know, I think Walter is a big. Walter's even more versed on RV Life than I am, because he's the techie of the group. But you can see the logo right there in the middle. The RV Life trip planning, trip wizard tool. If you want to drive just 200 miles a day, you punch that in. It will tell you what the campgrounds are 200 miles away from where your destination is. If you only want to be in state parks, it will only give you state parks. If you only want to be in private property, you go that way. If you want to, just figure out where a rest area is, whether it's along the side of the highway or a Flying J or a Pilot, it gives you all that stuff. So the RV Life Trip Wizard is just an absolute necessity to have. The other thing is that you punch in the height of your RV and put it in so it knows how high you are. Like Palanch has that big high fifth wheel that, with his air conditioner and that type of thing, that's higher than mine. So he needs a different set of standards to go under railroad bridges than I do. So you can find it all, and RV Life Trip Wizard is the thing.
Well, they can't be higher than 13.6, can they, Bernie? So they use
No, that's the federal standard for highways. So
Right.
yeah, you don't want to be taller than that. But I mean, John's probably only like less than 12 feet, I would say. So.
Yeah, I'm 10.9.
But as far as the maximum, 13.6.
Right.
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 Yeah, you're not doing that. Yeah.
But if you're doing county roads, not interstate highways, you've got situations where you might be coming across a
railroad bridge or something.
Railroad bridge that's
Yeah.
just not used. It's just not in service anymore. So you gotta keep that in mind. So
No,
anyway.
Absolutely. That software is just really a perfect solution for most folks. And even if you have something that's only like 11 feet or whatever, you just never know. So it's really important to put those measurements in there so it can do the calculations for you.
yeah. And in addition to that, I used Spacious Skies a couple times in Florida because we pretty much did this trip freelance. I'm sorry, Spacious Skies. Okay, thank you for putting that up. We stayed in the one in Savannah Oaks. And but I also use Spot Tonight because we were doing this on a pretty much unplanned basis. And if you're going to a high demand area in a high demand time, you got to watch out. You might have to call several places, but there are a few places that Spot Tonight was right there. We called them and we stayed. And I think one of them was just outside of Stewart.
Well, that's their stick, right?
That's their whole thing.
Last minute stuff, yeah.
They are growing like crazy and forming a lot of partnerships with other RV-related businesses. I wouldn't be surprised if Terry doubles the size of his company this year.
Yeah, and I think he's done that in the past couple of years.
They are both having accelerated programs at additional places. So if you're going to be on the road and you're going to have an RV, spend some money and join Spot Tonight and also Harvest Host. Now, Spot Tonight, you don't join, do you? You just go to the site and
Right.
It's an app.
Right. It's an app.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then,
But
so the other thing is this: we've got a ton more things to tell you about, but first, let's tell you that this show is sponsored by our friends at Seacoast RV.
Yeah, I'm going to do something different on the half hour because they have just exploded up there. They had a great show season. So
the half hour was 2 minutes ago. There we go.
When you explode, you need new people. So they are looking for RV technicians to add to the team, and they are looking for store associates. And you want a beautiful store to work in. This is one of the best stores for parts and accessories in the state of Maine. I think it is the largest one in the state of Maine. So if you like working in a retail environment, if you like working with RVers, you may be an RVer that's looking for some part-time work, check those out. And they get a couple of sales going. So they got a spring into savings event, and it is, I can't even read, the leftover models, all in stock 2023 Winnebago travel trailers below dealer cost. And you get a free campground stay near you if you buy one of those leftovers. And then
terms and conditions apply.
And then, yes, terms and conditions apply. So you got to go to their website and Facebook page and read the whole thing. And they will be exhibiting Saturday, April 6th, which is this Saturday, and Sunday, April 7th, at the last RV show of the season. The
Auburn, Maine. That's way up there.
Vacation land. It's up in Auburn, Maine. It's a hike.
Yeah.
They may be under 3 feet of snow, but
that's right.
Actually, if that storm hits tomorrow, they're probably moving in tomorrow and the next day.
Yeah, they won't be able to move in.
That could be a little crazy. And they are the winner again at the Best of 207 in Maine for the second year in a row. So
they're going to be close to the eclipse on Monday, so you could be snowed in at the show, walk outside on Monday, and don't see the sun again.
Well,
you'll have your glasses, so you'll be all set.
You'll probably hustle like hell Sunday night to get out of there because Monday, like you say, you'll have the eclipse in the middle of it, and that's gonna. And Maine is one of the key areas, kind of like Texas, isn't it? That the way that
it's going to go
going
straight across. Yeah, Vermont. Burlington, Vermont is going to get nailed.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, they're saying that 5 times the usual day rate for hotels up that way. That's the area of totality.
That's the epicenter for the eclipse. Okay.
Probably the same. I would think probably the same in campgrounds too.
Yep.
If they're open.
What are you hearing from people coming in the dealership, Bernie? Are they excited about an eclipse? Are they mad because the prices are so high? What are you hearing on the street?
Well, a little of both, but we do get a lot of folks coming in talking about the eclipse and where they're going to be staying. So a lot of folks are going out, southwest, because that streak where I'm kind of going the wrong way because that streak, where the eclipse is going across the country is, cutting, from Vermont all the way down to the southwest. So there's a lot of great places down there. New Mexico, I guess, is going to be, and I know the friends from RV Love are going to be down there.
That's right, Mark and Julie
Mark and Julie
got a campground to observe it that way. You're right. Yeah.
So let's throw some more videos up there.
I think we got all the videos. Let me see.
Or just stills, either one.
Let me go through some of the stills.
Throw them up for a second, and I'll be able to tell you what they are.
And then when you grab the last comment that came in from Walter.
Ladies and gentlemen, Savannah, Georgia. Okay. We've missed it this year, but it's I believe the second largest St. Patrick's Day celebration in North America.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a day, it's a week. And that was the Crystal Beer Palace, which is the oldest restaurant in Savannah. I might have another picture too, Bob, but you walk in. That was Super Bowl Sunday, and it wasn't a busy day because they don't have a lot of bar TVs. You can see just one TV at the end of the bar, but If you're looking for a great restaurant in Savannah, Georgia, Crystal Beer Palace. You can see all the taps of beer on the wall.
Yep.
Anyway, next, sir.
Very nice.
Okay. I can't figure that guy. We have a couple fans on the left, the McGillicuddies in the red, in the green, and the guy in the middle. He's a Christian singer, and my friend Gerald Roy, who I used to work with on the Kenny Rogers show, was his manager, and he came in and sat by himself. Can anybody tell us who he is? If you can, as I yell to the audience. Guy Penrod. Guy Penrod.
Did Walter Swanson tell you that?
Nope. I don't think anybody did. Nope. Guy Penrod, if you're into Christian music, which is much bigger in the South than it is up here, he's one of the leading.
Really?
Yep. So he was kind enough to take a picture. That was at the Columbia restaurant, and anybody who's been to Florida knows you got to go to the Columbia restaurant. There's one in Sarasota.
Still haven't been there. Yeah, still haven't been there.
And that was in St. Augustine. Go ahead. Buc-ee's.
There you
Okay.
go.
That was their soda wall. Okay.
So shortly after this, you started posting lots of Buc-ee's and all
Yeah.
about how great it is.
Oh, man.
Have you ever been, Bill?
No.
You got to go. Everybody's got to go at least once.
The road trip's just worth going to Buc-ee's.
Audrey's probably been to Buc-ee's. Palange's probably been to Buc-ee's because he's done the north-south thing on 95. So there's one in front.
It seems like every time they open one now, the new one is bigger than the last one they built. It might be my imagination, but they are getting absolutely.
Well, there's
huge.
120 gas pumps at one of them that I counted.
Wow.
Amazing.
And I think they got one
And
that
the
has
cleanest
200.
bathrooms.
I think they have one that has 200.
Yeah, that could be.
So we don't stop at
Be.
Pedro anymore.
Yeah.
South of the border.
Oh, Pedro.
Oh, right.
Switch it to Buc-ee's.
Okay,
Bill.
Maria was just that Colombian thing.
Bill, you
It's
got to
St.
understand,
Augustine.
half our audience doesn't know who Pedro is.
Because they wouldn't go near it.
Huh?
The south of the border? Or is that
South
what
of the
it is?
border.
South of the border, right.
Okay, Zagami, go ahead. Oh,
That's
Bob,
the
why don't you
race.
tell us that one?
That was in the pits where we also sat up on top of the what do we call that?
Pit box.
The pit box, yeah, on the roof of the pit box for the race. And this is RV, which is my dog's name also. Although I put him to sleep, so he's not there anymore. But this is RV, which is, well, Bernie, we'll pass this around to Bernie. You tell.
Oh yeah. When I saw that, I posted it everywhere.
Yeah.
This is a famous shot. It's got thousands and thousands of views, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, but this what that is when you see the race cars come into the pits,
Yeah.
they all have something that the driver will immediately recognize because sometimes they're going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, this is my spot. I got to stop here.
Right. So Colleague Racing and Thor Sports, they have the Campers In logo. So even if the Campers In logo isn't on a car or a truck that particular weekend,
Yep.
then they can put this up there and the drivers all know who it is.
I like how RV already has red hair now. You know, that's beautiful. It's like he could be my stepdad or something. Yeah.
He could be. You never know. Don't do a DNA test on him. You might find out. Okay, that was
That's an interesting RV to Pedro.
Yeah,
Oh, there
that was
you go.
You know what? There's an RV park in Fort Lauderdale. No, it was a city park in Fort Lauderdale that we just parked to watch the cruise ships go in and out. And if you look at that orange part going up and that is a restaurant that goes up and down 5 or 6 floors outside. It's an exterior restaurant, and it looks like it's right up at one of the top floors, and it goes up and down while you're eating your meal. That was a celebrity ship. So the Celebrity Ascent.
My
So that was fun.
goodness.
And we were able to do the same thing at Port Canaveral at the Jetty Park is another place there that a lot of people have stopped at. Cool stuff. Oh, Larry's here. Larry's tens and tens of views. Tens and tens of
What time? Oh, here.
Yeah, 7:40.
Larry's here.
Tens.
Larry, what a jokester.
Hey, Larry, I'm glad you're here because we got to introduce you to the owners of Margaritaville, because the gentleman who owns the place, not just runs it, but owns it, has been a member of the, I don't know, that whatever club it is, but it's one of the expensive clubs right at the track for 47 years. So we think there's great synergy between Margaritaville and Campers Inn, and they're definitely interested in meeting with you. In fact, if you're around on April 19th, come on over and enjoy the Kenny Rogers show, Kenny Rogers band show at Margaritaville.
Yeah, it's
a 500 Club.
It's a Saturday. It's a Saturday night, Larry. It's the original Kenny Rogers band that John worked with for 30 plus years. If you and a guest are available, send me a note, and you will be our guest this time in return for what you did for us in Daytona. But we'll give you all the directions and all the details if you and a guest can come. And if you can't find a guest, you can come by yourself. You can always we can always talk RVs while they're playing.
Or definitely, we'll hook the two of them up in August when they have the next race, August or September, the next Daytona race.
We could get Randy
that race there.
We could get Randy down there. He's got.
Could be the 500 Club, Larry. It's the one that it's right. I think it's glassed in, but it's right at the start finish line. So anyway, Bob, can you go back to that certificate? Because if you look closely at that certificate, is there any way to zoom in on that certificate?
No, that's
I
as
don't
big as
know
it
how.
gets.
Wait a minute. Let me see what this button is.
Watch, that'll end the show.
Probably.
Well, anyway, our friend.
Yeah, you can't grow
Bill,
those.
Bill, is there? I should ask. I got
There's
Bill's
no button to make the picture better. No.
Oh, okay. No, so we can't invite it.
No.
But if you look at the lower, looks like the lower left, right?
Left.
Yeah, lower left.
Yeah. Dwayne Cyrus.
Dwayne Cyrus, who was
and Bob, move over to 741.
741. Boom. What do you think? I got 4 hands here. 741. Bingo. Look at that.
He signed it.
That certificate.
This is hilarious because we didn't know Larry was on the show, but we said nice things about him anyway, which is, I think, the way you should live your life. And I had mentioned to Dwayne, I think it was the 500 Club. I'm pretty sure that's it. Larry wants to bring Bernie. Okay, Bernie.
All right.
Can I bring Bernie?
Thank you, Audrey.
I'll be his date. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be his arm candy.
Yeah. Arm candy. Just keep Larry away. Larry, you just got to keep Bernie away from the Celsius, those Celsius people, because he'll have a heart attack right there on the on Pit Road.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nice to see that Dwayne's around. I don't see him as often as I used to, but Dwayne was our rep for many years.
Do you realize
that Merrimack?
Do you realize, Bernie? Do you realize why you don't see him?
Yeah. Well. Yeah, because
he's the national manager in charge of all Winnebago.
I know he's the biggest of the big.
All dealer training, and he has a staff that comes around to teach guys like you how to sell more Winnebagos, right?
Yeah, that's amazing. But no, I'm very happy for his success. Well deserved. He is a true RV professional expert. Fantastic.
Well,
Dwayne is our guest to Loudon. Oh, great. Bernie, we're bringing Dwayne.
I want you to bring
guest
Dwayne.
to Loudon.
Oh, yeah.
What do you?
What do we got? A side conversation here between the two Campers Inn guys?
What time, guys?
Yeah, we got
7:45.
7:45.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to go to a conversation, but I didn't.
No. They're having one on our dime. So let's go. Next slide.
They're planning NASCAR in a few months.
Next slide, Zagami.
Okay. So anyway, no, wait a minute. While we just did our news for our camper report show a couple of hours ago, and Winnebago has been recognized as one of the most trustworthy companies in the United States, and
Not just in the RV industry.
There were in the
Right.
no,
Not
in the
just in the
business.
RV industry,
Yep.
but trustworthy in the entire United States.
Right.
Over
Yeah,
23 industries.
2024 most trustworthy companies in America list. And the criteria, they measure three things, three pillars. And I think Larry and Bernie would agree that they try to do these same things: customer trust, employee trust, and investor trust. And that's congratulations, Dwayne, to you and Mike Happy and the entire Winnebago team. That's the second time that they've won that award. And it goes to show you that years of good quality, good service, good support of the customers, that's people in the real world that are doing those surveys. So congratulations.
Yep. Next slide, please.
Next slide, please.
No, you're doing that, not me.
Okay. Oh, this is a great one.
Now, Bob told me about this restaurant, and
Supermarket.
it's a supermarket and a restaurant all in one. There's only one store of its kind. It's in Naples, Florida, and it's owned by a farmer, and it's probably the most politically incorrect store you will ever go in the United States of America. Right out front, they're just to the left of that stop sign. They're selling Trump campaign gear, and inside there's everything. And I think I sent some pictures of the inside.
No, I didn't put them up there.
Okay, there's so many pictures. It's a place that they've got prime beef, and you go pick your steak out, and they give you the steak. They wrap it up in that white paper, and then you bring it to another counter and you tell them how you want it cooked, and they cook it and they bring it to a table. And while you're at your table waiting, you're drinking a bottle of wine or a glass of wine or a beer or whatever you want. But it's absolutely amazing.
Larry, have you ever been to Seed to Table? Now it's owned. Alfie Oates is the farmer.
And Maria says they have a live band 7 nights a week.
7 nights a week. They do date nights on Thursday night. All the wine is free for women. There are people who will go to the store, the supermarket, and the layout's phenomenal, and go to one of the restaurants. There's 8 different places where you can eat, including the big one upstairs that has the entertainment.
Yeah.
And those 8 restaurants, not counting the supermarket revenue, generate almost $1 million in revenue. And he's right. And when you go to pick out the chicken or the steak or the spare ribs, it's in the meat section. It's in the regular meat counter. You look down, you see this, 2.5 pound tomahawk steak, and you decide that you want it or you want to split it with 4 of your buddies. You take that over there, you cook it. It is the most incredible place. And Alfie is probably Trump's #1 fan in Florida, but his whole thing is understanding agriculture. In fact, there's rumors that he should probably be the Secretary of Agriculture. He's got an interview out there with Tucker Carlson that talks about the farming aspect of it.
Yeah.
But
He's
you're
also
right.
got a Mike Lindell store in there with the My Pillow and a whole bunch of other.
An entire My Pillow store at the end, and that
and the restrooms are very distinctive as well.
Well, they are, but we don't want to get into the details.
No, we won't get into that now.
Yeah, but that counter outside the door has got at least 60 different Trump or GOP T-shirts and towels and hats. Every saying that you can think, and he doesn't care if people don't like his attitude. But the amazing thing is, he has built one of the largest revenue-grossing supermarkets in the world.
Yeah, per square foot. Yeah.
And I think it's a testimony to what politics used to be in this country when we could talk about different candidates and different views. He's perfectly willing to talk to you, but the people are perfectly willing to look the other way and still go shopping there. So he's a very smart businessman. But Larry, if you haven't been, you got to take a ride down there.
Yeah.
But
free wine for women. I think it's Wednesday night is women's night, ladies' night.
Don't come into the neighborhood without telling me you're in town.
Go ahead.
What the hell is this?
Oh, that was the turkey
Turkey legs.
at the Strawberry Festival, the Plant City Strawberry Festival.
Wow.
Fair
So,
food.
Strawberry marinated turkey legs. How about
That
that?
could have been it. So
Is that what it
anyway,
is? Strawberry marinated turkey legs?
it could
Well, there's
be. Walter
strawberry
just made that
festivals
up, or
everywhere.
Bernie just made that up. Places
Yeah, I
always
mean they're red. I mean, yeah.
Yes. And then he goes. Then he goes to my favorite food truck, and he doesn't bring me any.
Right. This was after I had. No, that's right. It was before I saw you. Right.
Right. And that's my favorite stop when I go to the Forest River open house
Yeah.
in September. That's the first stop I make in their gigantic display. So they'll have 400 RVs on display, and all I ask them for is, where is the elephant ears truck?
Right.
And
What Zagami is not telling you, folks, is right next to the elephant ears truck is the strawberry shortcake truck, of which he spends at least an hour. Now, I'm out there doing videos with RV company executives. He's filling his face with fried dough and strawberry shortcake, and then wonders why he's too tired to do any actual interviewing. But
terrible.
It's good food.
Well,
I carry that show just like I carry this show.
But
That's
the strawberry shortcake is important because it helps me wash down the fried dough.
Right. Exactly. Go.
I think
We don't have enough time. We got more slides here.
I think we covered them all.
I don't think we have.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
the drink
Good
cooler.
already.
There were two more.
No, you and Kaz, we did the singers, the bar. No, we did all the photos that you sent me.
Really?
So tell us a couple of highlights. Earn your money tonight. So,
the highlights was
you're not talking about Quartzsite at all.
Right. Well, okay. Wait a minute. I sent you that picture of our friend Tony.
Where did it go? You did?
Yeah, he mentioned the comment before, so we know he's watching.
All right,
Can't
well,
miss him. Got a red shirt on.
I know. Talk to them about Quartzsite.
Yeah, so we went to Quartzsite.
Let me see if I can.
Effectively, what happened is after my wife got sick, we drove back, and it was only like January 3rd or 4th. So I flew to Tampa and worked the Tampa RV show, and then flew to Quartzsite, Arizona, and worked that show. And that is absolutely an amazing show. It's a city that throughout the year only has 2,500 inhabitants, but from the months of October to March, it has over 2 million people that visit it because it's got free camping and free camping on BLM land. I think you might pay $10 for 30 days if you want to use the dump stations.
Sorry, I don't think I loaded Tony up, but Tony was there. Yeah, you did have a picture of Tony Barthel. Sorry, Tony.
Yeah. Quartzsite Crawl. You know what, Larry? I didn't do that, but Quartzsite's amazing. Unlike the Tampa show, which is very heavy with hardware, meaning brand new RVs, Tampa has a couple dealers, actually one dealer that is there that they even, have the new Brinkley models. Tony was getting a drink, and we got to find Tony, Bob. Tony, or I'm going to have to look at another partner on the show that can figure out how to do this stuff.
Tony's at 741.
Yeah, that was his comment.
He checked.
That was his comment. But
we had his picture. We had Tony's picture, and we had his wife's picture, and we had a photo of Julie and Mark Bennett all together.
Oh yeah, there was. I missed 3 of these. Yeah. Let me see if I can quickly recover. Keep talking to Pedro.
Yeah. So Quartzsite is kind of amazing. It's primarily an accessory show, more so. It's got a giant tent, and if you've ever been to Ringling Brothers, well, no, that's not a good example because they don't do tents. If you ever been to
the Big Apple Circus does the tent.
Or a graduation, a high school college graduation that has a tent. This is the biggest tent I've ever seen, and they've got everything in there from tire pressure center monitors to there was an RV Life booth, RV Life display booth that I sent to Bob, and several other products there. And Tony and Peggy did several seminars, or they had others do the seminars. They had a fantastic barbecue place there. And it's just absolutely amazing. It's in the absolute middle of nowhere. It doesn't even have a McDonald's in it.
Yeah, I'm sure they highlighted a lot of solar and stuff like that, John.
Yep.
Solar
Yep.
and maybe a
Solar.
Wi-Fi
Solar,
option.
rugs, batteries, all accessories, all stuff that doesn't come with an RV, but yes, is important to be an RVer.
So how long does this event run? Because you're saying it's October to March.
It runs 8 days, the third week of January. And we were planning on going out next year, but I think it conflicts with the Boston show.
Third week of January.
Or 10th, one of the two. But
Martin Luther King weekend again for the Boston
but
show.
Tony took us out to lunch, and now keep in mind we're in the desert, folks. We're in the desert. And Tony, where do we have lunch? The Yacht Club. Tony ran into Willie Nelson there too. Willie Nelson was there.
Wow.
Tony went right up to him and talked to him and that type of thing. But Quartzsite is a once in a lifetime thing. We'll try to get it in next year if the timing fits with Boston and other obligations. The Yacht Club, that's right, Tony.
Yep.
Tony, where are you now? You back in Albuquerque or somewhere around there? But we've got 2 more minutes. Basically, the gist of the whole thing is this. We RV'd in Florida for 6 weeks, and it was phenomenal. We went from February 9th to March 19th. There's so much good stuff going on in Florida. There's so much building going on in Florida. Now, I will say that the RV parks in New England versus the South are a little bit different because there's a lot of RV parks down in the South that are full-time living. So people have much older park models that are there, and they've added on to them 7 or 8 times. So they kind of look like a little bit different than you'd see up in the North, which we can only use it for 6 months at the most. There are some luxury parks. We visited the park that Frank Palanche stayed at, and sites that are probably 40 feet wide by 100 feet deep, where you can fit your RV, you can fit your trailer, you can fit your car, you can fit your kayaks, and some of them even have little houses on them. So, quite a bit. So
fantastic.
Special thanks again. It would not have been possible without our friends at, there's the Trump stuff at, I don't know. Is that?
That's at Seat. That's at
Okay.
Table. That's at Seat
That's
to
at
Table.
the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
When
But keep in mind, it would not have been possible without Winnebago, without Spacious Sky, Spot Tonight, Campers Inn, Easy Care, RV Business, and Go RVing, and
RV
special
Life.
thanks. And
All-
RV Life, everybody who has,
all of our sponsors who helped out during the trip.
Yeah.
Certainly appreciate it, and we appreciate you as our fans who continue to support us and have fun every Wednesday night at 7:00.
and special thanks for coming back this week after we stiffed you last week.
Right.
Hey,
And,
internet
so
troubles happen.
Bernie, you stay in touch with Larry and see if you're going to go to the Kenny Rogers. Do that. And
Yeah, I'll dress up all kinds of fancy like for that one. Yeah.
Yeah, Walter. Well, that's in April. That's in 2 weeks, Bernie. You
Oh.
won't be going to that. That's
Ah.
in Florida.
I need a day off. I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Larry will give me the day off.
Walter Swenson will be there. Bob will be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there. And it's Margaritaville. It's just a phenomenal place, and you'll be hearing more about it as we continue here on RVing in New England.
all right, let me get one of those last closing video, and I'll we'll pull up Tony's picture for next week. How's that? Thanks, everybody. See you down the road.
Good night.
This edition of RVing in New England was a presentation of the New England RV Dealers Association. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.